nearly as long as he can remember, Lee McIntire has been intrigued by all things international.
I was born in a little town in Nebraska, and I read too much Hemingway, and so I always had an international interest.
His career path seems almost predestined. He's one of the fortunate few who discovered early his calling in life.
My father was in construction, and he had me digging ditches for him, and I kept seeing these guys up on the edge of the ditch that had white shirts on, and I kept saying, God, that looks more fun than what I'm doing. Who are those guys? And he said, those are called engineers.
Decades later, as chairman and CEO of CH2M Hill, Lee is engineering some of the world's most iconic projects.
We're really blessed. We're really on some of the coolest projects on the planet right now.
CH2M Hill is an employee-owned international engineering, construction, operations, and program management firm headquartered in Colorado, now delivering projects on 6 continents. Conducting business with integrity and respect are central to Lee's approach.
We're in an international market. A large percentage of our work is done outside the United States. A lot of places always don't do business in the same way. And to have this ethical, moral compass is very important. It's just really good business.
And if you lead an international company, you need something that I call cultural intelligence. The ability to understand people who live in another cultural box and to manage relations between your people and people who live in other cultures in a smooth and productive manner.
In Singapore, CH2M Hill is providing innovative infrastructure work with a massive deep tunnel wastewater conveyance system, as well as critical advancements in wastewater treatment and reuse facilities to prepare for future demands.
What are you going to do about a 40% shortage of water? It's a technical solution. And so our people are engaged in trying to help solve those problems around the world.
Water is an issue and a global challenge about which Lee is especially passionate.
It's been estimated half of the hospital beds in the world are filled with people that are there from contaminated water. Think about that.
Lee and CH2M Hill are at the leading edge of environmental and engineering expertise worldwide when it comes to water treatment and management strategies.
But it's really a lot of the stuff is learned in the United States, in the Rocky Mountain region, the Colorado region, and then we export that expertise around to the rest of the world that's just a little bit behind where we are.
You find that there's a huge passion behind this man, particularly when it comes to sustainability. And it's very engaging, this passion, and I shared this passion with him for the same task, and we have been able to work together in this area quite effectively.
Sustainability is a core value for Lee and defines today's CH2M Hill's projects, designed, built, and operated with environmental, economic, and social sustainability in mind. The 2012 Olympic and Paralympic venues in London are a prime example. CH2M Hill led the design and construction in a once industrial area, now a revitalized community even after the game's end.
So it's about sport, but it's not just about sport. It's really about the legacy of the program afterwards.
Their work in London has extended quite dramatically, in my opinion, over the last decade. And that is very much down to Lee McIntire's leadership.
Lee's commitment to success and the vitality of CH2M Hill's projects stands out.
Well, Lee has brought to us an international multidisciplinary team. This team has demonstrated a huge understanding of the interdependency between engineering, planning, property, environmental and community issues.
His work is making a difference and in many cases forever improving the communities he touches.
The impact of this project to the people of Panama is actually changing many things in Panama. And not only by training people to do different jobs and better jobs, but also at the same time allowing Panama to grow as the most important transshipment hub for all of the Americas.
In the civil engineering world, that's about as romantic of a project as you can get.
Panama. Lee and CH2M Hill are at the forefront of the historic expansion of the canal, an effort that can only be described as a game changer for the maritime industry.
It's a global project. I mean, I tease the Panamanians. I always say, you think you own this project, but the world owns this project. And it's changed the world. Back in 1914, it changed the world, and this one will change the world too.
Once again, Lee ties it all back to Colorado and the greater Denver metro area.
That's an unusual advantage for our city, but it also brings, I think, a new and different viewpoint many times to the table when he has that kind of experience over such a broad range of not only projects that they're involved in, but people that he's interacting with.
Lee's career has been built on his international knowledge and experience. When I first knew him, he was for Europe, Middle East and Africa. What I can see he has done with CH2M Hill is use that experience to push ever further the geographical boundaries of CH2M Hill's international footprint.
Lee's guidance and expertise are an invaluable contribution to a number of boards and federal appointments, from the U.S.-Brazil CEO Forum to the Aspen Institute's Dialogue and Commission on Arctic Climate Change, the Business Roundtable to the World Economic Forum.
The World Economic Forum has many initiatives in which we have participated together, and he has been extremely contributory in actually deciding the direction some of the policies of the engineering construction companies should take in order to be more effective, to be able to deal with the problems around the world.
And by the way, I might add, Susan is a great asset to Lee, and I think goes with him a good many times on his trips around the world. So he's blessed to have another great asset at his disposal.
Look closely at nearly any landmark project now underway on any continent, and there's a good chance Lee is a part of it and relishing every moment.
And if you're kind of roll with it, are adaptable and agile, and kind of enjoy the challenges of working internationally, you can kind of have a good life.
In areas near and far, Lee McIntire is helping to engineer a better tomorrow. He's connecting people and organizations and building bridges between Colorado, the Rocky Mountain region, and the world.
Because he actually is not only building bridges, he's putting a highway actually between Colorado and Panama and the rest of the world. The values that CH2M Hill represents, it's something that we actually also like to share with Lee and our people.
I've always enjoyed working around the world, really. I like working in the United States, too. This is still the world's best engineering construction market on the planet.
The University of Denver's Joseph Corbell School of International Studies is pleased to present Lee McIntire with the 2012 International Bridge Builders Award.